Peace and blessings. This is Naya here, the Metaphysical Mommy, and we are on day 7 of Kwanzaa, Habanagari, and the response is Imani, which means faith. So again, I want to thank Miss Queen Offset for of the OyasGirl channel for inviting us to participate in this challenge. It has been very insightful, very thought-provoking for me to explore. I realize where I'm a little bit rough around the edges and where I can open up a little bit and where I can give a little bit more. I think my balance was skewed, or my perception of the balance was skewed. So I really appreciate this. Okay, so we talk about faith, and I think this kind of circles back to day 1 where I got the Hierophant, and I talked about the Hierophant and how I've always been curious about other cultures, and you know, all right, I guess this would be probably the best video to kind of talk about my spiritual journey somewhat. Not that my spiritual journey has anything to do with my faith. Faith is kind of a loaded question. You know what I mean? My folks have always been very spiritual, more spiritual so than religious. So I'll just start off with that. So when it comes to faith in spirit, faith in the spiritual body, I have an unwavering sense of knowing that it exists and it works, because I've experienced things that sound kind of weird if you try to explain it in words to somebody who may not have had those same experiences. But at the same time, I never really was want to label myself, I guess, on a religious front. And that's always because, like I said, okay, so I'm gonna just bring it back a little bit. So I was born Catholic. Okay, I went to Sunday school up until I was maybe 11 or so. Then 11, 12ish. Then I stopped going to Sunday school because we moved, and every now and then we would go to church, but it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. Then me and some of my homegirls way back when were like, okay, we're gonna do Bible study on the phone. This is when 3-way was brand new and popping, right? We so we all, everybody has a Bible, right? So we all pulled out our Bibles. Well, we started reading. We were gonna take turns reading, and every time somebody started reading, we're like, wait, hold up. Mine doesn't say that. Mine says this. And the third person is like, mine doesn't say either of those. It says this. So right there, it caused me to have questions. Many questions. Then I had to let my common sense kick in. Like, I might get backlash for this. I don't know. But this is my experience, right? I said, okay, well, one person is Jehovah's Witness, one person's Catholic, one person's Protestant. We all have different Bibles. But then beyond that, right, I'm like, well, it's been translated so many times over the centuries, over and over and over again. Who's to say which is the right one? And so from there, from that point, from that cognitive awakening I chose to be open and receptive to people's messages, but to not be overly dogmatic and religious, because although they're same principles, different religions focus on different aspects, yada yada. And then I had the brilliant idea that well, if the key is in the holy books, then between all of the holy books, the grand message should be available. So I went to the local library downtown, and I pulled out the Torah, I pulled out the Quran, I pulled out the Bible. Oh God, I found whatever I could. I had at my disposal, and I sat down, no computer, just me with these holy books and a notebook, trying to figure out if any messages kind of linked up like Lego blocks, if there was some kind of hidden gem in these books. Now, mind you, I'm a teenager, probably like 14 or 15 at this point. But this was my curiosity. This was my unwavering curiosity, seeking a common ground for humanity, seeking a common ground for world peace. Because this was also around the same time that I had been introduced to the nation of gods and earths, and we were building, and we always, it wasn't just take things on face value, do your research, figure it out. What are your thoughts about it, right? So that's that. But that is who I am. I am a spiritual investigator, not a paranormal investigator, but a spiritual investigator, in that sense, because it wasn't a religious thing for me. It was about spirit. It was about trying to, go beyond my own self to see where there could be some kind of common ground. Anyways, I always like decrypting things as well, which is probably why I'm in IT now, right? But yeah, so that's just a little kind of story about that. And then, even through that, I hung out in my neighborhood, and oh, such and such was talking about you, or they said they were gonna do, I don't know, let me give an example here, or they would say something like oh, they said they're going to powder your house or something like that. And for those of you guys that don't know what that means, that could be hoodoo or voodoo, where powders are used a lot. So something my grandmother always did was every morning, she would always throw a bucket of water out the front door, out the front entrance. So you're not stepping in somebody else's work that they have setting a spiritual trap for you. So here we have some of the ATR aspects coming in with the neighborhood I grew up in, and keeping vases of water around the house to catch and quench the spirits. Like I'm just a whole big melting pot of spiritual knowledge, I guess. But I have faith in all of that stuff because it all worked itself out through experience, or it, even if I didn't understand something at one point in time, at a different point in time, it all like snapped in my head. I'm like, oh, I know what happened. Okay, I know how to fix this or whatever. So faith. I have faith in my friends and my family members, my colleagues, my peers, and the goodness that they had to share with me via that information, although it might have been so very different, coming from very different walks of life. We all chose to remain open-minded and share with each other the experiences that we had, and or why something works or doesn't work, or why it's not a custom, or why, things like that. So and like I said, my parents were very open-minded. They I had asked my father once, I said, well, if you feel this way, if you're so open-minded, why did you put me in Catholic school, right? Why did you put me in Sunday school? He said, well, I figured I'd give you some kind of a basis and also allow you to see other what else is available, and then you can make a choice about what you want, what you want. He said, I was raised this way, but I didn't force it down your throat the way my folks forced it down my throat. And so we had that conversation, kind of cleared the air on that, and I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. And so there are still things I do, I think, from everywhere that was a formative year, and there was a lot that I experienced through my formative years in regards to spirituality and religion, I guess. But I mean all this to say that the faith that I have wasn't in those systems per se. It was about the people that shared the information with me and how it resonated with me and how I was able to apply it to my life, to my daily life, and that I find comfort in it. And again, going back to being a spiritualist, which is very much in tandem with what my folks kind of really are. I have unwavering faith that the ancestors got me, the Egun got me, my spirit guides got me, my archangels got me. But and when I ask, I receive. The thing is I don't ask very often because I don't want to be greedy, and I don't want to be selfish with spirit, because I don't want a backlash, right? But I know that in 2018, the end of 2017, beginning of 2018, I was asking spirit to help me heal, to help me grow, to help me expand. And I got all that and so much more in 2018. I got so much more than I asked for. Because a lot of you guys have been the ultimate blessing, man. And it's so crazy. It's so crazy. But I feel like I had to let go of a lot of hurt from my past. And by letting it go and getting that Queen of Cups as the energy of the year, to be a vessel, to be open, and to hold space for those blessings to come through. And all you guys have been nothing but blessings for me. So thank you. Okay, hold on. Okay, I need to get it together, y'all. But it's fact, man. When spirit works, it works. When I ask, I receive. And I'm thankful, I'm grateful. Okay, so we talked about faith a little bit. Okay, let me take a sip of this real fast, because I'm over here choking up. Alright. So, Imani, faith. I'll be using the Moonchild again. How strong is my faith in myself, my family, and my community? That's 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So let's start off with that. How strong is my faith? Let's see how this goes. Okay, how strong is my faith in myself? And cut. 5 of Swords. My faith in myself. That's an interesting card to get for faith in myself. 5 of Swords. This is the like kind of crying over spilled milk kind of card. 5s are about shaking things up. It's typically about some kind of conflicts, you know. I think, as I said before, just trying to let things go of the past or to try to transmute it into something more productive is a better use of my energy. I feel like, all right, I know what this is saying. So my faith in myself is strong. I know before a certain point how strong it really was, but then something happened to me, or an experience that I had, let me say it that way. And I think this happens a lot to people of color or people who are considered minority in whatever capacity. There's different levels of it, but when something hurts you so deep that you feel like a little piece of your soul gets removed, it's called like a susto. Like it's like almost like you got like something got scared out of you. Something you know, when people say, man, that got me shook, it's kind of like that, but without being like fake dramatic about it, being for real dramatic about it. Like it was an experience you had, you internalized, and something happened to the core of your being that just changed everything to the point where you almost, it's like you lost a piece of yourself. I've been on a road to trying to recover some of that, and I think 2018 was a great start. So with the 5 of Swords, it's saying I had this in the past and this happened and this faltered, but turn around because you still have a whole lot to work with. And I feel like this card is just reminding me to stop looking into the past so much, that Hermit card, and move, you know, start with the present and just work in the present and move forward. And the faith is there, but it's fractured a little bit. But it's okay. I'll be alright. I'll get it back. I know what's up. How strong is my faith in my family? The Emperor. If I ever call you fam, if we're having a one-on-one conversation and I say, hey fam, what's up? I mean that in the best sense of the word. It means if something is going on with you, it doesn't even matter. Do you need me to light a candle for you? Do you need me to pray for you? What's going on? I have very, very strong faith in my family. And I would like to also clarify that when I say family, I am referring to the inner circle of family. There's an inner circle, there's an outer circle. Where you are on that has nothing to do with proximity in the bloodline, if that makes any sense. I'm not going to get all into it, but my inner circle, I have complete and total faith in. we're all strong, and when push come to shove, we are able to pull together to make things happen and make things right. So that's that, the Emperor. How strong is my faith in my community? I have Two of Pentacles. Now, I think Two of Pentacles is interesting a little bit because we are currently in the Deacon of the Two of Pentacles, right? No, we're in the Three of Pentacles. Crap. Okay, no, never mind. We're just privy to this anyways. Two of Pentacles. So I think what this is saying is that my faith in my community tends to flux a little bit depending on the content that I see that's being pushed out. I think we can all push ourselves a little bit more, and we can all do better. So what I mean by this is that having this platform, having this voice, I think it is partially part of our responsibility to share what we know about the tools that we use. So I realized in 2018 I did a lot of deck reviews, so I maybe perhaps gave a lot of people, you know, deck lust, and they wanted to go out and buy the decks. So I use my voice to help somebody make this purchase. But do they know how to read tarot? Now, I know a lot of you guys who are watching this do know how to read tarot, but I think it's important that whether it's been done or not, that's besides the point. Maybe somebody really likes how you explain things. Maybe somebody really likes your approach to things, because we all learn different and we all teach different. That we should all try to at least teach something, some kind of question or inquiry on our platforms. It's a suggestion. I'm not telling you guys what to do, but I feel like and this includes, you know, us, people of color. It includes us, those that are trans. It includes us, all those that are minority. Like I said, if you speak a different language, do it in your language. There's all kinds of people out there who want to learn. So I feel like many of us are way more cognizant about this right now. And I have faith that we're going to do great things, and that we need to be the ones to implement change. And we do that by communicating what it is that we see is lacking, or what is too saturated. What's too saturated? What's lacking? How can we navigate it and kind of rotate it or something so that it's helpful, beneficial, but also fun for all of us, you know? So that is my faith. It is changing because, you know, I am subscribed to a lot of you guys, so I see trends. I can't help see trends. I'm a little bit on the analytical side, so it is what it is. But I'm still subscribed because I still love y'all. I guess I'm thinking about the future a little bit more, the future of tarot and reading tarot, and what that could look like in 5 years, 10 years. You know, the time moves fast, man. Okay, how do I encourage my family and my community to grow? Our lovely Knight of Cups comes and stalks me again. So as I'm looking at this image a little bit more closely, I realize that there is what looks like a feminine figure on the horse. And I've pulled this deck quite a few times. I think I encourage people to grow in a way because I feel like I help water them and tend them. When we say the word grow, it's weird because I naturally kind of have a green thumb, and so it's about tending to it, right? It's like how do you explain it? With a plant, depending on the kind of plant, right, it has its needs. You need to water it and you need to trim it. And then you just leave it the hell alone. You don't pester it to grow faster. You talk to it. You can sing to it. Sometimes I'll like spray extra water. I have this really big plant at work. I need to actually trim it. You could do little things to it, but for the most part, you just let the plant be the plant. And I feel like I'm not one. I guess I agree with Quinn. I don't like whiners. But I'm going to give you what you need and let you grow how you're going to grow according to what I've done to help tend that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, not that I'm calling you guys plants, but it's an analogy for how I encourage my family and my community to grow, right? I don't have to call you every day, check on you every single 5 minutes of every day. But, every now and then I'm going to pop up and say, hey, how you doing? How's it going? Everything cool? We'll chit chat about whatever. Maybe we teach each other a little something. And then we let time do the work. But being open and giving of myself as well, I think also helps, which would be part of that water process. How do I encourage my family and community to value accomplishment and success? Seven of Pentacles, huh? How do I encourage family and community to value accomplishments and success? One of my main sayings is, look at your track record. You've done this and you've done that and you've done this and you've been through this and you've been through that, and look where you're at now and look how you're surviving. Looking at these accomplishments as if they are fruit to be harvested is how I think I encourage family and community to value accomplishment and successes. Because sometimes when we're trying to look at our own, or we're stuck in our own headspace, again, we just kind of need somebody to give it to us straight and be real about it. And a lot of times when I find some of my peers or family members may be struggling with something, I'll sometimes I have to make it short and sweet. Like, okay, you're living the movie, your mind is playing the movie. Let me give you the trailer. And also let me give you a trailer of the past 5 movies. And so sometimes seeing trailer, it's like, oh, I see it now. And it kind of removes. I just kind of feel like that's what the Seven of Pentacles is talking about. Helping people see the brighter side when things kind of seem too stagnant or too slow, or something's not adding up, or they're just getting impatient. You gotta value what is there, what exists, what you have, because we all have a unique imprint in this world. And if you can't see it, surely somebody else can. And hopefully that somebody else will tell you about it, while also being uplifting and truthful, uplifting, and kind of like bringing it back to basics, or back to the core of reminding you of feeling what your purpose might be like. Okay. All right. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we are on number 6. How do I encourage my family and community to keep commitments? 9 of Wands. I telepathy them to the keep your commitment, keep your commitment, keep your commitment. Beat me up, Scotty. No, honestly, this is kind of an interesting. I don't really. I really don't. Most of my community and most of my family, when they say they're gonna do something, they typically just do it. I don't personally expect anything from anybody. I think that's why 2018 was so very like bug me out, because I was very touched by the generosity and the follow through of people's words, which is something I've never really experienced to that degree ever in my entire life. So when I say this, keep in mind of my background where I just don't expect anything from anybody. If I gotta get something done, I'll just do it myself. But you know, how do I encourage my family and community to keep commitments? I don't. I feel like the Nine of Wands is me, you know, like, nope, don't ask me to encourage you to keep a commitment. If you want to be committed to something, you be committed to it. Nothing I say or do is going to stop anybody from doing anything other than they want to do. I mean, and that's reality of it. I've tried it in the past. I've tried being, you know, asking or reminding until I'm blue in the face, and it was just a waste of energy for me. So now I am very zen and very like, you do what you do. I'm not gonna babysit you. You're grown. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but that's just the facts of life. Like, if you want to keep the commitment and follow through. If you're not going to keep the commitment, don't tell me about it. That way I won't be let down. If I don't expect anything, I can't be let down. That, you know, I think I mentioned this before. Okay. And then, sorry about that. And then the last question is, how do I encourage my family and community to stay on purpose? Stay on purpose. The Empress. I think the Empress is me reminding you that you are a child of this earth, that you are born wild and free, and it's okay to decondition ourselves to grow in whatever angle that we want, up towards the sun, away from the sun. We want to grow bigger roots. We want to grow higher branches. We are nature at its finest. And if your purpose is to be a butterfly, be a spark of fire, be the running river, be the mountains, whatever your purpose is, and whatever I could find in you that I see in you, that you see in yourself also, I will remind you of just how strong and high that mountain is, just how clean and fresh that river is, just how sweet that berry is. Because at the end of the day, as a community, as family, as a human race, we all part of this wild and free earth. And I don't know if I particularly have a motherly type of feel. Y'all let me know that, please, somebody. I'd rather, you know, like, I'll be the cool aunt, you know. I don't have any kids, if any of you guys are curious. But the Empress is reminding you of your beauty, reminding you of your passions and your joys. That's definitely how I encourage my family members and my friends. reminding them of the essence of beauty of it all, whatever it might be. And that, my dears, concludes day 7 of Kwanzaa, Imani. I'm kind of sad for this series to be over, but it was very good for my heart and my soul, and I'm glad that I was able to participate, and I hope you guys got a little bit more of me in this series, that you chime in and participate. So until next time, loves, I will see you for more 31 days of tarot, because that is this month. Let me not forget to say Happy New Year. Happy, blessed, prosperous, healthy New Year. Much love. Many blessings.